things have changed quite significantly. And I think after I take a look at what those numbers are looking like in the different provinces, I think you and Kanye can kind of discuss and kind of dissect what's actually happening in those particular provinces. The numbers are so much higher now. It's a completely different picture to what we discussed the first time around. It's day and night, really. So let's just start off then with Gauteng. I'm going to start with Gauteng. And look, we're talking thousands. We're talking extremely high numbers at this point. It's going to obviously get higher, obviously, but right now the DA is sitting at 38,509 in Gauteng province. Of course, Gauteng being a highly contested province, no doubt. At 26,215 is where the ANC finds itself. At 10,318 is where the FF Plus finds itself. Now, the FF Plus was campaigning quite a bit right here where we are in Pretoria, in Tshwane, and certainly they would be then attracting a lot of traction in the Gauteng province. Then we have the EFF at 9,128 votes so far of those votes that have been counted at this stage. And just to remind you that at this stage we're sitting at about 7% of votes that have been counted. In fact, let me just take a look at that screen. I think at this point we're actually at 8% of votes that have now been counted. And then we have No Arbor Party at 3,291 votes. That's, of course, in Gauteng province. Let's take a look at other provinces, what's happening there and how the parties are faring elsewhere. I'll take a look at the Eastern Cape now. Of course, it's not that surprising that the ANC there, Eastern Cape, of course, has been quite a stronghold of the ANC. 163,236 votes there. That's where the ANC finds itself at the moment. Of course, 8% of those national votes being counted at this time. But still, we continue. The DA at 40,085 votes so far. EFF coming in at 16,823. You've got UDM. Of course, you would expect the UDM to make an appearance when we're talking about the Eastern Cape. They're sitting at 5,140 votes at the moment. And then ATM comes through. ATM is here, making it into that top five at the moment. Of course, we're taking a look at the top five. ATM at 4,674 votes there if we're looking at the Eastern Cape. Then we're going to come to the Free State, and you wouldn't be surprised, would you be? So the ANC there is coming in at 33,675 votes. The DA coming in at 13,563. One would expect, of course, the EFF coming in as well as FF Plus. EFF on 6,940 votes and the FF Plus at 4,014. And then MAP 16, 1,704. And of course, we're going to start to see the smaller parties in the provinces. Some of them have, of course, been campaigning and know their strongholds and know their support bases. So they would certainly be focused on specific places. So you'll start to see the smaller parties rolling in and coming in slowly but surely. We're coming into Limpopo here. ANC, a stronghold of the ANC. We know that 10,018. Things could change. 6,881 for the DA at this moment, and the FF Plus coming in at 3,036. And then we've got the EFF that's at this point sitting at 1,905 votes so far, and TRA at 360. I did mention the issue of the smaller parties, that they would be slowly coming in and starting to make some sort of an appearance in, of course, in local government elections. We start to see the smaller parties coming in. Let's come to KwaZulu-Natal. We're not going to be surprised, are we? Here's the ANC coming in at 37,057 votes so far, of those 8% of votes counted nationally. The IFP coming in, of course, here, no surprises, of course. KwaZulu-Natal, 20,057 for IFP. The DA coming in at 7,536 votes so far. The EFF, now this is very interesting, isn't it? The EFF making an appearance here in KwaZulu-Natal, and they had been saying and were campaigning quite strongly in the EFF throughout the election period, and they did say they will certainly make some inroads. We've got the NFP coming in. One would have thought that the NFP would have more votes at this point than the EFF, but things are quite different. So a strong showing. I suppose the EFF would be quite happy, but they did say that in KwaZulu-Natal they certainly do want to be the official opposition. Certainly heard the EFF saying that throughout the time they were campaigning in KwaZulu-Natal. Let's take a look at the Northern Cape then. The ANC coming in there at 43,842 votes. The DA coming in at 23,939 votes, and the EFF coming 6,870. FF Plus coming in at 6,750. Neck and neck, really, at this point for the EFF and the FF Plus. And then we've got the PA, Patriotic Alliance, and of course, Patriotic Alliance was quite strong in the Northern Cape. They did campaign quite a lot. They're seen as a smaller party, certainly, and as I did mention, the smaller parties will start to show themselves. So here we go again. So that is the top 5 at this point if we're looking at the Northern Cape. Then let's take a look at the Northwest. The Northwest at this point is looking very different to what you would expect, but as we say, only 8% of those votes have been counted nationally. So Northwest, 6,426 votes so far. Coming in for the DA, the ANC at 5,960 votes so far, FF Plus coming in at 3,248, and EFF at 1,412, and IND coming in at 162 of the votes. So it looks quite different there when you're looking at the Northwest, with the DA actually leading in that front. Then in Mpumalanga, let's see what Mpumalanga has for us. ANC leading quite significantly here. That's 76,831 votes for the ANC in Mpumalanga. That's, of course, based on the 8% of votes that have been counted thus far. 28,811 for the DA, and 20,921 for the EFF. And we look at the FF Plus coming in at 8,775 in Mpumalanga, and AVPP, another smaller party, showing itself here at 2,475 votes. So that's what Mpumalanga is looking like at the moment. We'll certainly start to see more changes as time goes. You won't be surprised with the Western Cape. Here we are, the DA leading quite significantly there already, with 8% of the national votes counted already. 117,663 votes for the DA so far in the Western Cape. And if we take a look at how the ANC is performing, 42,899. A Good Party coming in now at 3. Now this is quite interesting. Good Party, the last time we spoke, was in fact in 5th position. It's now changed. They are now at 3rd position at 10,358. The Patriotic Alliance also showing itself interestingly here in the Western Cape. Now the Western Cape is one to watch. It's getting very interesting here. Patriotic Alliance coming in at 9,162 votes, and then FF Plus taking 5th position at this point with 8,849 votes. And I think many of those predictions that had come in, Bongiwe and Kanye, that Good and Patriotic Alliance would certainly make some inroads within the DA, is in fact starting to show at this point. And I wonder what this is saying. Are they chowing from the ANC support base, or are they chowing from the DA? Word was that they would be chowing from the DA supporters. It would be interesting, certainly, to see as time goes and as those votes start to come in hard and faster, what that picture is going to look like. I mean, just to give the example of Good, they were in 5th place and now have jumped up to 3rd place at this time.